This week, we're going to be taking a look at the Ghost Crew from Star Wars Rebels. Yes, all 7 figures from the Rebels line, because there is only 7. Technically, there should be 8. Actually, there is 8. 2 of them are Chopper, so no, I'm not counting the original release. But there technically is a 9th one, which was the Season 3 variation of Ezra, but that's in the Ahsoka line for some reason. And this Chopper here was not in the Ahsoka line, despite being released alongside mostly Ahsoka figures. It's a weird thing to explain, but there's 7 main releases at this point for it. These are a variety of figures. The only one that I have that's a red and black box release is Kanan, as you might be able to tell by his messed up face, but my Ahsoka also has a messed up face. But we'll get to that. We're going to take a look at these guys, and let's just get into the review. And for our next review in the Week of Rebellion, here we have Sabine, renn. This is her Rebels appearance. Of course, there is also the Ahsoka appearance that is out there. This is based on her Season 1 armor, though, because I'm pretty sure she's one of the only characters that has a different look every season. Kanan and Ezra get pretty big design upgrades after Season 2. I think Zeb changes at some point as well, but Sabine always changes her armor coloration. And this is her Season 1 armor coloration, which is, when it comes to Rebels, the one I think of the most. This is probably the most iconic one, honestly. As far as it goes, we have a box, a nice picture, back of the box, number 6, stuff up there, pretty cool, nothing more. And here she is, and she doesn't have the wonky face. This is one of the more infamous of the red and black box series. As I mentioned, Kanan here, he might look a little wonky in the face because he's a red and black box figure. Honestly, the eyes could have been worse. I've seen worse. There was one that was like cross-eyed I was looking at because it was cheap. But I went with that one because he was a little bit more. Actually, he wasn't a little bit more. The other one came at a K2SO, but it was like 80. That was like 60. So I went with that one, and that's 60 after shipping and everything. That's obviously, they're not that cheap. The purple box Kanan is like $70 for some reason. We're going to talk about that more with him. But red and black box Sabine is infamous for being utterly hideous in the face. Like, completely hideous. This one fixes that. Her face looks normal. Obviously, it doesn't look like the actress from the Ahsoka show because this was made before that was even conceived, like, at all. I think this was made before Disney Plus existed, so there is that. As you can see, looking pretty good. Gonna remove her helmet here and take a look at the arms and everything. And as far as it goes, she's one of the more painted up figures of the bunch. Looking at the arms, you have that kind of wolf up there. A lot of paint splotches on her gloves. And then on the other side, we have this checker pattern. And she has open sleeves. Like, it's a kind of an odd one for a Mandalorian. Bit iffy on the paint there as well. It's kind of fading. But that's about it. The torso looks pretty good, just a gray shirt. And then the chest piece is very tiny. Really tiny. Like, compared to the other female Mandalorians, that is really tiny for a chest piece. Like, theirs go up to at least here. Just kind of odd, I guess, stylization. And her legs are really barren. They're just pants, and then she kind of has some armor down on her, like, shins and knees. That's it. That's all. She, of course, has her holsters here on the belt, which is good. And she comes with a little paint gun, but the paint gun has nowhere to stow. Bit unfortunate. Wish they had done that. She does come with the generic Mandalorian pistols, which really like to go in there. And actually, these ones are different. Now I'm looking at them, because the other ones don't have the little thing down here. The little trigger guard. They don't have it. The Bo-Katan from the Mandalorian series, the Koshka Reeves I have, the Death Watch Mandalorian I have, and the Axe Woves all don't have this. Even Pre-Vizsla didn't have this. These are completely different Mandalorian pistols. That's unique. And as far as it goes, there's nothing to them. They're not customized at all, but the Ahsoka version has some better looking ones. I might get the Ahsoka one someday because I do like that armor as well. That silvery armor looks really good. But this figure has one big complaint of mine, which is the helmet. Not the look of the helmet. The helmet honestly looks really good. It is a bit stylized. Her helmet is clearly supposed to be really close to Bo-Katan's, but since it's Rebels stylization, it's just a little odd looking. A little too smooth. There's a little too much not going on, but the paint apps look good on it. There's that, and the rangefinder goes down. The rangefinder, though, is weirdly thick. Like, really weirdly thick. Like, the other ones are really thin comparatively. But the issue this figure has is the helmet. Yeah, you see me try to put that on there. It doesn't look like it goes on. It does, mind you. If you force it. Look at this. Look at this. Ugh. That ain't good. Like, that really ain't good. And then to get it off, it's equally as bad. Jeez. Oh, that is not fun. That helmet was not designed to go on. I firmly believe that. There is no way somebody designed that helmet to go on. It looks good when it is on there, but by God, that does not want to go on there. Also, the antenna just doesn't want to work when it's on there correctly. So that's a bit of a shame, too. The helmet's just way, 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 way too tight. It's like they wanted to go with the perfect size. I would have taken the helmet to be a bit bigger, honestly, if it meant getting it on and off well, because this can also squish the nose of the figure, which is a real problem. Again, there's a lot of figures that can happen to, primarily the clones. But again, look at that. It's just iffy. That is really bad. Like, it's almost like that's not even supposed to go on and off. The other thing I'm worried about is it's scuffing up the hair with the purple, or the orange up here. And I guess the purple's painted on as well, so it's just kind of like, you know. Real shame about that helmet. Real shame. But as far as it goes, that is basically her accessories. So let's get to her articulation, which is pretty alright. Has a hinged neck, rotation at the head, forward and back, outward, elbow joint, swivel, has in and out on left, up and down on right, I'm guessing. Yes, indeed. Waist is not good. Like, it doesn't, like, it rotates, but no ab crunch or anything, which sucks. Forward, back sucks, out sucks, knee joint, double jointed, of course. She does have a thigh swivel, does have a tilt at the ankle, along with forward and back. So, pretty average articulation, honestly, other than the torso being kind of limited. But, as far as it goes, let's get to the final thoughts here on Sabine. I think she's good, but there's a lot of issues as well. The main issue being the helmet. The helmet just sucks, honestly. I hate that, because I like being able to put on and off the helmet, but it's too tight. It's just way, way, way too tight. And it just doesn't work. I don't know if it's just the head being too big. I would have took the head being a little smaller if it meant the helmet working. Again, they could have just enlarged the helmet a little bit or made the head smaller. It was one or the other, and it just, like, doesn't work good. Her holsters are also really tight. One of mine's warped. It just refuses to fix itself. The paint gun has nowhere to store, but that's not really a bad thing. It's a bit of an odd accessory as is. Of course, she has to come with it, because that's her whole thing. She's an artist of sorts, so makes sense. I mean, this figure's fine. Not really any issues outside of the helmet thing. I mean, pretty good. Articulation's kind of eh. Is she as good as Zeb? Not really, in my opinion. Is she as good as Ahsoka? Not really, in my opinion. She's honestly the middle ground of everything, maybe. I'm going to put her in the middle ground. She's pretty solid, but there's a couple things it could have improved on. And that is basically it for Sabine. This has been our review of Star Wars Black Series Sabine Wren. This has been Ilta Elite signing out.